And next thing you know, we turn around and everybody's running down the street. All hell broke loose.
Breaking news in Trenton right now, where an overnight shooting at a festival has left several people wounded. Good morning, I'm Jan Carabeo. We begin with that breaking news right now. Chaos erupts after several people are shot at the crowded Art All Night Festival in Trenton. So let's get right out to Eyewitness News reporter Anita O. She's live at the scene with the very latest. Anita, what do we know?
Good morning, Jan. Well, we're still waiting to learn more details from the Trenton Police Department, but we are getting multiple reports of gunfire erupting at this 24-hour arts festival here behind me. This is the scene at the Roebling Wireworks building. This was the Art All Night Festival, a 24-hour art festival in its 12th year. The event kicked off yesterday at 3 in the afternoon and was scheduled to run until 3 today. But this has now turned into a crime scene. Again, at this point, we are still waiting to learn what exactly happened here at this art festival overnight, but a witness describes the chaos that ensued after those gunshots erupted.
All of a sudden, my brother goes to me, he goes, "Oh, you hear them gunfire?" I go, "Sounds like fireworks." He goes, "No, that's gunfire." And next thing you know, we turn around and everybody's running down the street.
New Jersey State Police directing all questions to the Trenton Police Department. Again, we're working to learn more information from that department right now, but we are seeing their command center set up and a lot of officers here on the scene with crime scene tape blocking off, again, this Roebling Wireworks building where this 24-hour art festival happened yesterday and was supposed to continue until today. And ironically, the group Moms Demand Action spent hours yesterday working on this community mural called Imagine a World Free of Gun Violence. And one of those moms posted on social media today saying that it was so ironic to be working on that community mural all day yesterday, speaking to people about gun violence and then having to run for her life. Again, at this hour, still working to learn more details from the Trenton Police Department, and I will bring you that just as soon as we have new information. But for now, live in Trenton this morning, I'm Anita O, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
Still an active scene out there. All right, Anita, keep us up to date. Thank you. Now let's get a check on the forecast. Here's meteorologist Chelsea Ingram with Eyewitness Weather. Good Sunday morning,
Good
Chelsea.
Morning.
It's Father's Day. A lot of
Great
people,
day for the dads.
Yeah, looking to get outside.
Yeah, it's looking so great, Jan. It's going to be warmer compared to yesterday. Yesterday we made it to around 84 degrees and the heat is on today. This is going to be our first day in the 90s of a stretch of 3 days. So here's a look at what you can expect for all the dads out there. Very comfortable start. Humidity still not bad. It's going to be just slightly higher compared to yesterday, but it's not going to be too steamy. The steam arrives as we head into tomorrow. Highs around 90, tons of sunshine. Temperatures right now are checking in the 50s and 60s. It's 59 in Allentown, 51 in Mount Pocono. We're at 65 in Philly, right around 59 in Millville and 63 in Atlantic City. Enjoy this cool air while it lasts because it is going to be warming up very quickly. A lot of spots already warmer than they were this time yesterday. So our daily planner shows we're heating up by noontime up to 87 degrees. Then we're up to 90 this afternoon. It's going to be a gorgeous afternoon, but a hot one as well. And we do have an air quality alert in place. We'll talk more coming up in just a few minutes. Jan.
Sounds good, Chelsea. Thank you. 6:03 now. Fire investigators are trying to figure out what ignited a raging apartment fire in Norristown. As Eyewitness News reporter Shantae Lands shows us, dozens of people are displaced and are now trying to figure out what's next.
Just moved in 3 weeks ago, so just furnished the place, so it's devastating.
Tom Persetti is one of 24 displaced tenants at Montgomery Mills Apartments in Norristown. He returned home to find his apartment on fire, his belongings destroyed.
And the fire, as you can see in the background, happened right above my unit, so I'm crossing my fingers and hopefully it's just water damage, but it's not looking too good.
The fire started around 2:30 p.m. Saturday at building 7500 on Regatta Circle in Norristown. More than 100 firefighters helped get the blaze under control. Flames ripped apart 20 units in a 3-story building, 10 of them destroyed. Residents like Joe K. Koanui's girlfriend had to escape.
She gave me a phone call, said there was black smoke coming out of the vents, and I told her she should probably get out of there. She's like, yeah, she knocked on a few of the neighbors' doors, said, listen, I think there's a fire. They all kind of ran out.
No residents were hurt, but some firefighters were.
2 firefighters have been taken in the hospital for minor evaluations, right? One was dehydrated and one had elevated blood pressure.
Multiple pets were also rescued. As for the tenants, they're thankful and focused on piecing their lives back together.
It's devastating, it's heartbreaking, but at the same time, the biggest thing is that she got out and everybody else got out. And I don't think there's anything we can salvage out of that. We'll just move forward from here and do the best we can.
The fire chief says there were sprinklers inside the building. Both state police and the fire marshal are on scene investigating the cause. In Norristown, Shantae Lands, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
New this morning, a 17-year-old boy is fighting for his life after he was shot twice in the head in North Philadelphia. The shooting happened just after 12:30 this morning on North 22nd Street and West Montgomery Avenue. Police say the victim was riding on the passenger side of a vehicle when a gunman opened fire. Officers rushed that teen to Temple University Hospital, where he is now in extremely critical condition. So far, no arrests. 2 people are in the hospital after a double stabbing in West Philadelphia. This happened yesterday afternoon on the 400 block of North 54th Street, just after 2:30. Both victims here were stabbed in the back. The men were taken to the hospital. One victim is now in critical condition. The other is in stable condition. Investigators are now looking for a motive. So far, no arrests here. Philadelphia police continue their manhunt for the gunman who shot and killed a 16-year-old boy. His family identifies him as 16-year-old Symir Walker. Police say he died in a hail of gunfire near 12th and Fitzwater Streets around 10:30 Friday night. A 12-year-old boy was also shot in the leg. Detectives are now looking for 2 men who ran from the scene. Walker's mother, Elise, has a message for the gunman.
You not only took my son, that was my heart. That was my baby boy that you did not think about twice shooting him or for whatever reason you have.
Now, police say the victims may have been targeted. A vigil for Symir will be held Monday night at 6 o'clock at Broad and Catherine.
Great landing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was a plane coming in for an emergency landing at the Chester County Airport. Eyewitnesses say the plane could not get that nose landing gear down before the plane touched down. Fortunately, no one was hurt there. The landing did not affect airport operations. A demonstration against a policy separating immigrant children from their families is taking place today in Berks County. Protesters will rally outside the Berks County Family Detention Center, which organizers say is one of a few places across the country that houses immigrant children. Meanwhile, President Trump is expected to meet with House Republicans on Tuesday to discuss immigration. Correspondent Weijia Jiang has more on the policy that has sparked outrage.
We're getting a first look at the so-called tent city in Tornillo, Texas, created for children being separated from their parents who are trying to cross the border illegally.
I hate it. I hate the children being taken away.
On Friday, President Trump said it was not his administration's fault.
The Democrats forced that law upon our nation. I hate it.
But it was Mr. Trump's own Justice Department that implemented a policy change in May, requiring kids to be taken away from parents who are held in jail. New numbers reveal over a 6-week period, nearly 2,000 children were separated from nearly as many adults. The crackdown has sparked controversy and stirred emotions. This image shows a 2-year-old girl from Honduras crying as police search and detain her mother.
Mr. President, have you spoken with General Manafort, Mr. President?
At an impromptu press conference on the White House North Lawn, President Trump also talked about his former campaign chairman, Paul Manafort, who woke up in this Virginia jail. The president tried to separate himself.
You know, Paul Manafort worked for me for a very short period of time.
A federal judge in Washington sent Manafort behind bars after prosecutors accused him of tampering with witnesses. He faces dozens of charges, including financial fraud, money laundering, and false statements. Manafort and his Russian business partner allegedly asked European contacts to testify that their lobbying work did not take place in the U.S. Weijia Jiang for CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
Back here at home now, taking strides to save lives. Dozens of people trekked through Philadelphia overnight for the 2018 Out of the Darkness Walk. The walk began at the Philadelphia Art Museum and stretched nearly 17 miles through various sections of the city. The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention started the Out of the Darkness Walk back in 2005 to bring awareness to suicide prevention. Organizers say it's also an opportunity for the community and survivors to meet and share stories. Well, still ahead right here on CBS 3 Eyewitness News this Sunday morning. More than a dozen firefighters are hurt after a massive blaze on Staten Island. The fire grew to 5 alarms before it was eventually contained. And straight ahead, why crews had a very hard time getting this fire under control. Plus, a child knocks over a pricey statue, and now the city wants the child's parents to pay up. Just how much the boy's mischief could cost after the break. We continue to follow breaking news out of Trenton, New Jersey this morning. Several people are hurt after an overnight shooting at a 24-hour festival. The shooting happened at the Art All Night Festival, which was being held at the Roebling Market. Eyewitnesses say they saw crowds of people running away after hearing gunshots. Police are still on that scene investigating the shooting. Eyewitness News reporter Anita O is also there and gathering information. She will have the very latest for us in our next half hour. 20 firefighters are injured after battling a huge house fire on Staten Island. The flames broke out shortly after 7 o'clock last night at the house of a fire marshal who was down the shore for the weekend. The fire spread to 4 other buildings, causing thick black smoke to rise there. About 250 firefighters battled the flames. Neighbors say firefighters had a hard time because the fire spread very quickly. They also had to deal with a defective fire hydrant. 4 of the injured firefighters are now in serious condition. No word yet on what caused the fire. An update now to a story we first reported yesterday morning. A second sheriff's deputy in Kansas City has died after she was shot by an inmate. Officer Teresa King died yesterday from her injuries. Now both King and Officer Patrick Rohrer were shot on Friday as they were moving detainees from the jail to a court hearing. Investigators believe one of the inmates grabbed a gun from one of the deputies as he got out of the van.
They're handcuffed in the front and shackled. We always evaluate procedures, but we did confirm that they did follow proper procedure.
The inmate was also shot during the attack. He is now in stable condition. Well, the Kilauea volcano in Hawaii has now destroyed more than 600 homes. This fast-moving lava here is moving right next to the Leilani Estates community and down to the ocean. Officials say it's the only active vent that is still erupting. Still, more than 24 fissures have oozed or jetted lava over the past 6 weeks. So you've heard this saying, you break it, you buy it, right? A Kansas City couple may have to pay a hefty bill after their young son knocked over a $132,000 sculpture inside of a community center. Check this out. Surveillance video captures the 5-year-old hugging a sculpture on display last month. It then topples over on top of him and falls to the ground. After rushing to help, the boy's mother soon learned the sculpture's hefty price tag.
Maybe this is like $800 or something. No, it's $132,000. I'm sorry, we're finished here.
Yikes, the city is calling the incident unfortunate, but says the artwork should not have been touched. The parents say they may need to pull money from their homeowner's insurance to help pay the bill. That is so unfortunate.
Yes,
there.
it is.
You just got to keep your eyes on your kids all the time. You just never know what kind of trouble they can get into. But the forecast is looking great, right, Chelsea?
Oh, it looks stunning for today, but it's going to be a hot one, okay? So yesterday was definitely warm, and today we're up to 90 degrees, and this is the first day of a stretch of 3 days where we're going to be dealing with temperatures in the 90s. Here's a live look at Center City. Isn't this a great way to start out Father's Day? I mean, gorgeous with tons of sunshine. That's a really beautiful shot, and right now temperatures are actually fairly comfortable. Looking at Storm Scan 3, all quiet, high pressure in control, but the thing to keep in in mind today is that we do have an air quality alert in place for all of the locations there in the gray. So code orange, unhealthy for sensitive groups. If you have any lung issues, any heart issues, if you do belong to one of those more sensitive categories, it's a good idea on a day like today to limit your time outdoors. 65 degrees right now in Philadelphia. Enjoy this weather, these temperatures while it lasts, because it's going to be heating up tomorrow. We're talking record heat in the forecast. 63 in Wilmington. We have 60 in Allentown. We're up to 58 in the Poconos, 65 in Dover, down the shore right around 63 degrees in both Wildwood and Atlantic City. Zoom you into Pottstown, 58 degrees there, 58 in Westchester. It's 57 in Quakertown. We're at 60 in Doylestown, 64 in Palmyra, right around 59 degrees this morning as you're waking up in Cherry Hill. So today, humidity levels in check. Humidity levels not bad, but they are on the rise by Monday, turning steamy and oppressive at times, even through Tuesday. And on Monday, with that combination of heat and humidity, it's going to feel like the triple digits at times when we're talking heat index values. Future weather shows that we are all quiet this Father's Day. We did have a chance for a shower or thunderstorm far north and west in the forecast the past few days, but that's going to be staying well out to our west. So we're staying dry all throughout Father's Day. So great weather to get dad outside for cookouts, things of that nature. Looking pretty good. So tons of sunshine, beautiful through the afternoon. Notice how all the precipitation and moisture was staying out well out to the west into central Pennsylvania. As we fast forward into Monday morning, it's going to be a hot one. We're waking up with temperatures in the 70s, very, very warm. We rise up into the mid and upper 90s for some locations by Monday afternoon. With that added heat and humidity and instability, we will have the chance for a spotty shower or thunderstorm as we head into the afternoon as well. This Father's Day, though, 90 degrees, a hot afternoon, but tons of sunshine. A great day to sit by the pool or sit in the pool because it is going to be very warm out there. In the Poconos this Father's Day, 83 degrees. That's supposed to say Sunday. Warm with plenty of sunshine. We have winds out of the south at about 5 miles per hour. Down the shore, a great beach day once again as well. If you need to get into that cooler weather, well, our shore points will be the place to be. 78 degrees for the high temperature on the sand. And as we head into Monday, here's the record to beat. 96 degrees. This was set back in 1957. What's the forecast for Monday? Well, we're forecasting a high right around 96 degrees. And with that added heat and humidity, a chance for a shower or thunderstorm popping up in the afternoon. Staying a little unsettled as we head into Tuesday and also Wednesday with a frontal boundary around. Then we're to 86 degrees on Thursday, 86 on Friday, and 87 on Saturday. Jan?
Chelsea, thank you. 6:19 now. Local Little League World Series star Monet Davis. Remember her? She's an inspiration on and off the baseball field. Recently, she spent some time with 4th grade students in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And as Justin Udo from KYW News Radio tells us, teachers believe the small gesture could have a big impact on the students' future.
At 12 years old, Monet Davis took the country by storm as the first girl to pitch a shutout and earn a win in the Little League World Series.
I'm just super happy that I got into sports and that I played with the Monarchs because they kind of gave me a new perspective on life.
Since then, the young woman from South Philadelphia has written a book, released a line of shoes, and even appeared on the cover of Sports Illustrated. And those achievements have led her to be an inspiration to fans of all ages.
I used to play softball, and hearing that she likes to play it too, I just want to play it again.
It's kind of crazy to think that at my age that kids would write to me and look up to me because I'm still so young.
Monet is a great example of how you can be living history right now.
4th graders at Countryside Elementary School in Mount Laurel, New Jersey were so inspired by what Monet has done that many of them wrote to her back in March for Women's History Month.
They found someone that had an interest that they shared and they were inspired by, and they asked them questions about how do you move forward, how do you find your inspiration.
Touched by the letters and questions, the now 16-year-old 4-sport athlete decided to pay the kids a visit.
I never thought that I would be able to get all these letters and come to schools and talk to them.
Monet spent about an hour talking and taking questions from the kids. A small gesture that teachers say will have a big impact on their future.
It's really important to me that the students see that they can make a difference at whatever age they are. And I think Monet is a really great example of someone that is young that can inspire people around them.
And the kids left their encounter with an even greater appreciation for Monet.
It was definitely very exciting.
Monet says this is an exciting experience for her too, one that she will not soon forget.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
Justin Udo, KYW News Radio for CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
Good to see Monet still doing big things. Straight ahead right here on Eyewitness News. Sunday morning, doctors are testing a new approach in treating babies born with a devastating heart condition. Coming up, see why doctors think stem cells may be the key to adding years to those babies' lives. We'll be right back. Welcome back on the Health Watch now. A potential breakthrough for babies born with a life-threatening condition. Health reporter Stephanie Stahl shows us a new treatment being tested could help those babies live longer, healthier lives.
You breathe a sigh of relief when you hear her breathe.
Eva Weiler was 20 weeks into her pregnancy when doctors diagnosed her unborn daughter with hypoplastic left heart syndrome, commonly called HLHS.
She has half of a heart. Her left ventricle really doesn't exist. Elise. The diagnosis is devastating, and you look for anything that's going to give you hope.
Children with HLHS typically undergo 3 surgeries that allow the developed side of their heart to pump blood to the entire body. But by early adulthood, the heart starts to fail. So doctors are trying something new, collecting the baby's cord blood at birth to gather stem cells. And when the child undergoes their second surgery,
we're going to inject the stem cells into the right ventricle.
Doctors believe injecting the stem cells directly into the heart will help stimulate muscle growth, making it stronger.
And the hope is that this will delay or even prevent heart failure in this subset of patients.
Researchers say so far they're seeing positive results in children who received the injections as part of a clinical trial.
You sleepy girl.
Eva is hopeful it will make a difference.
I want to give her every possible chance that I can.
A chance for a stronger heart and a longer life. I'm Stephanie Stahl, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
And straight ahead on Eyewitness News, we continue to follow breaking news out of Trenton, New Jersey this morning. A shooting at the Art All Night Festival has left several people hurt. A live report is coming up next. We'll be right back.
Live from the CBS Broadcast Center in Philadelphia, this is CBS 3 Eyewitness News this morning.
We're following breaking news out of Trenton, New Jersey this morning, where gunfire erupts at a local festival, leaving several people hurt. Today is Sunday, June 17th. Good morning, everyone. I'm Jan Carabeo. We'll get right back to that breaking news in just a moment. But first, let's head out to meteorologist Chelsea Ingram. She's out there on the CBS 3 Skydeck this morning with Eyewitness Weather on this Father's Day. Good morning, Chelsea.
Jan, good morning. Good morning to you at home, and happy Father's Day to all the dads. Take a look at temperatures across the region. It's just a stunning start to this Sunday morning. Maybe you're going out for brunch this morning. The weather's perfect for that. 65 degrees in Philadelphia, 63 in Wilmington, 65 in Dover. Across the map, we're checking in the 50s and 60s. Upper 50s in Allentown, a little bit cooler there, and also in the Poconos right now around 51 degrees. We're already warmer, though, than we were this time yesterday, and this trend is going to be continuing as we hit 90 degrees later on this afternoon. We're going to warm up very quickly. We're at 76 by 9 o'clock, 87 by noontime, and right around 90 degrees as we head into the 3 o'clock hour. So coming up, we'll talk about how long this stretch of 90-degree heat lasts, which day is going to be the hottest, and our next chance for showers and storms. That's all in just a few minutes. Jan, back to you.
All right, Chelsea, thank you. Breaking news out of Trenton, New Jersey now. A night of fun at a festival there ends in horror after several people are shot. Let's get right out to Eyewitness News reporter Anita O. She's live at the scene with the very latest. Anita, good morning.
Good morning, Jan. At this time, we are still working to confirm more details with the Trenton Police Department and also the DA's office. But what we do know is that there are reports of gunfire erupting here at the Roebling Wireworks building in that 24-hour arts festival called Art All Night. And joining me now, this is the curator of that event. This is Bruce Toth, and you have been doing this for 12 years. Explain what you saw, what you heard, especially because you helped somebody who was injured.
What happened was at about
3 o'clock, they asked us to shut down all the inside events. So we had an interactive event called the Silent Disco, where people have headphones on and they play music and people are dancing, but nobody hears the music other than the people with the headphones. So they asked us to shut that down. So we shut that down, and while we were collecting the headphones, we just heard bang, 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 bang. And all of a sudden people started running, and since I'm one of the staff members, I had a walkie-talkie, and I said, all hell just broke loose down here. And everybody started diving under everything they could find, the desks, whatever they could find, they were diving under. But I kind of have a background in nursing. I was an ER tech for 5 years, so I kind of automatically went out to see what was going on. And I saw somebody wounded, so I went over to assist one of the policemen that was helping him, and 2 members from the Mothers Against, the Mothers Demand Action or something.
And as we were mentioning earlier, you know, what is ironic is this happened right in front of that group's table. Yeah. So that is a group, it's called Moms Demand Action, and they actually had a community mural there, and they were working on a piece, you know, trying to prevent gun violence, and that happened right in front of their table?
That happened right, and as a matter of fact, 2 of the people helped me assist. They put the pressure on the guy's face, and they actually gave assistance to the police officer and I, and so it was actually those 2 that helped more than anything.
And it's
just to kind of stabilize him, to keep him, because he was thrashing around a little bit.
Yeah, and Bruce, you know, you're so passionate about art. You have been doing this, you know, free of charge, purely volunteer basis for the past 12 years.
12 years.
You have so many people who help you now, and I mean, what is the future of the show? Even today, the event is supposed to go until 3, but now that's all canceled as well.
Everything is canceled. Everything, the whole event is canceled. I have my equipment in there, my backpack. I can't even take my backpack out of the building. Don't know what's going to be happening to the event. I've done it, like I am the oldest, not the oldest, but I've been there the longest. I started from day one when this was 181 pieces of art to 2,000 pieces of art almost, and 1,500 people showed up, to where we have almost 30,000 sometimes, depending on the weather. And you know, it was supposed to be an event to bring the community together, to do something for the community, and now all of a sudden it's gone.
It's truly a shame. Thank you so much, Bruce, for your time. Again, as I mentioned, we are working to learn more information from the Trenton Police Department at this time. We will bring you those developments just as soon as we have them. But for now, live in Trenton, I'm Anita O, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
Just a terrifying scene out there, Anita. Please keep us up to date. Thank you. New this morning, Philadelphia police are investigating after a 42-year-old man is shot in North Philadelphia. This shooting happened at midnight on the 2800 block of North Woodstock Street. Officers arrived to find the victim there, shot 4 times in both legs. They rushed him to Temple University Hospital, where he is now in stable condition. So far, no arrests. Special counsel Robert Mueller's team is preparing to go to trial against former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort. Manafort is accused of dozens of crimes not associated with his time running the president's election efforts. Manafort himself had been free on bail while he was preparing to defend himself, but that all changed on Friday. Kenneth Craig has the latest.
Former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort spent the night in this Warsaw, Virginia jail, and he will be there for many nights to come. Manafort appeared in court Friday, where a federal judge revoked his bail. A grand jury found sufficient probable cause that he was trying to tamper with witnesses. Manafort and his Russian business partner allegedly asked European contacts to testify that their lobbying work did not take place in the U.S. He will now remain in jail until his trial on dozens of charges, including financial fraud, money laundering, and making false statements. Judge Amy Berman Jackson ruled that jail was her only choice, saying, "This is not middle school. I can't take away his cell phone. I have no appetite for this."
You know, Paul Manafort worked for me for a very short period of time.
President Trump distanced himself a bit from the man who headed his campaign for almost 5 months, but also stuck up for him, suggesting that Manafort's alleged crimes are too old to prosecute.
They've gone back 12 years to find things about somebody, and I don't think it's right.
Friday evening, the president also tweeted that the judge's decision to put Manafort in jail was a tough sentence and added, "Didn't know Manafort was the head of the mob." Sources tell CBS News that Manafort is banking on a presidential pardon in order to stay out of jail for the rest of his life. Kenneth Craig for CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
Meantime, the White House says President Trump plans to nominate Kathy Kraninger to lead the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. If confirmed, Kraninger will replace Mick Mulvaney. Kraninger is reportedly expected to continue Mulvaney's push to make the Bureau more business-friendly. The White House says Kraninger will bring a fresh perspective and much-needed management experience to the Bureau. He grew up in Philadelphia and got his start on broadcasting here. Now, a mural honoring longtime CBS News correspondent Ed Bradley was dedicated in West Philadelphia. Bradley also spent 26 years with 60 Minutes and was also the first African-American correspondent to cover the White House. Our Yuki Washington has the story.
Ed Bradley remains larger than life.
It's almost like he's looking at us. That's great.
This vibrant mural featuring Bradley and many moments from his distinguished career was dedicated today and now watches over the West Philadelphia neighborhood he called home.
This is Ed Bradley's thing right here and now.
And it was a labor of love, taking local muralist Ernell Martinez and other artists who helped 2 years to create.
We want to make sure that we capture Ed and preserve his legacy in all capacities. And it's actually a series of vignettes around Ed's main portrait, and they're sort of highlights of his career. So we want to make sure we get Ed's different personalities, the fact that he loved music and jazz, and so we want to get that in there as well. So it's sort of a multi-layered mural with lots of color and vibrancy to really capture Ed's energy and creativity.
Bradley loved gospel music and the legendary Dixie Hummingbirds. His favorite group was part of the 3-hour celebration. A celebration 60 Minutes colleague and friend, Steve Croft, was honored to attend.
What do you think was his greatest strength?
I think as a journalist, I think his ability to relate to people. He just had a way about him, a very honest way, very empathetic. Could sit down and talk to anybody and get anybody to talk.
Bradley's incredible career took him all over the world after growing up in the same streets as these children. His widow, Patricia Blanchett, knows exactly what advice her late husband would share with them.
Number one, do it your way. Always do it your way. Be yourself. It's really important to serve. It's in serving, I think, that you find your true calling. And when you find that true calling, everything falls into place.
3, 2, 1. All right! Ed Bradley passed on in 2006 at the age of 65. One of his favorite quotes was, "Be prepared, work hard, and hope for a little luck." And everyone in attendance felt not only lucky, but honored to call Bradley their own.
To see somebody finally recognize our neighborhood, it means a lot.
And now at the corner of Belmont and Wyalusing in the city of Philadelphia, the life and times of this native son is on display for the world to see.
It's a magnificent undertaking.
Yuki Washington, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
The CBS Corporation is happy to join the Ed Bradley Family Foundation to fund that mural. The Philadelphia Association of Black Journalists and Bradley's alma mater, Cheyney University, also played big roles in the creation of the mural. Still ahead right here on Eyewitness News, video appears to show a Border Patrol SUV hitting a Native American man and then driving off. The video has now sparked tension between the agency and members of one Native American tribe. Straight ahead, how the Border Patrol is responding this morning. We'll be right back. Updating breaking news in Trenton, New Jersey now. We have just learned one person has died in a shooting at a 24-hour art festival. At least 14 people are wounded as well. The shooting happened at the Art All Night Festival, which was being held at the Roebling Market there. Police are still on the scene investigating this shooting. Eyewitness News reporter Anita O was also there and gathering information. She will have an update at the top of the hour. Now to an investigation into a possible hit-and-run incident in Arizona. A Native American says the driver of a Border Patrol vehicle ran him over. Check this out. Video shows the man getting hit by a Border Patrol SUV on a Native American reservation. The SUV then speeds away. The video has caused tension to flare between Arizona authorities and residents of the Native American reservation. Tribe leaders say this is just one of many incidents where federal agents act improperly on their land. U.S. Border Patrol says it does not tolerate misconduct and will fully cooperate with the investigation. The man who was hit is going to be okay. This video shows the aftermath of an accident in Moscow. Police say a taxi crashed into pedestrians there on a sidewalk near Red Square, injuring 8 people. There's no word this morning on how serious those injuries are. Investigators believe the driver lost control of the vehicle. He is now in custody. Moscow is one of 11 Russian cities currently hosting the World Cup. New this morning, an aid convoy with more than 600 migrants is getting a welcome in Spain. An Italian ship helping transport the migrants has arrived at the Spanish port of Valencia. The Red Cross is meeting them there. Their boat was denied access to a safe port by both Italy and Malta a week ago. Spanish authorities say they will examine the migrants case by case to see if they qualify for asylum.
What we are dealing here with is not a problem that we will solve, but it is a situation that we will have to manage, because movement of people and migration will be with us for the next years, decades, to come.
Authorities say the migrants were forced to spend days crossing the western Mediterranean. They include 123 unaccompanied minors, as well as many as 7 pregnant women. Well, the months between Memorial Day and Labor Day are among the deadliest of the year. Now a car maker has developed a concept to combat a major cause of accidents, falling asleep at the wheel. Correspondent Meg Oliver has the story.
Dashcam video highlights the dangers of drowsy driving.
Is it just because you're tired? How much did you sleep?
Getting behind the wheel without enough sleep accounts for nearly 10% of crashes in the U.S.
You're going to be fully loaded.
To drive home the point, Chevrolet developed this drowsy driving simulator suit.
How much does all of this weigh? I think it was 23 pounds.
Weights are strapped around your ankles, wrist, and chest.
It's even hard to walk. I know, it's crazy.
Computer-controlled goggles complete it.
Let's go for it. Let's get in.
We tested the suit on a controlled track.
We're going to go to 20 miles per hour, and you're going to take my vision away for about a second. Yes, every 4 seconds, you're going to have a flash of 1 second.
This is the view from the driver's seat when the goggles go dark.
That was not good. You hit a home that time.
According to the National Sleep Foundation, 60% of adults admit to drowsy driving and 37% have fallen asleep at the wheel.
If you're yawning a lot, that's a good sign. If you actually can't remember the last couple of miles, the last couple exits, you definitely want to consider getting off the road.
Just this month, a driver in Florida crashed into a toll booth. One of the passengers flew through the windshield of his car but survived. State troopers believe the driver was either asleep or fatigued at the time.
The biggest thing you can do is get engaged.
Safety experts say at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep a night is the only way to keep you safe on the road. Meg Oliver for CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, let's check the forecast now. Chelsea, a lot of people hoping to get out there and enjoy Father's Day
And
today.
I think they will be able
Good.
to. The weather looks fantastic. I mean, look at this fantastic view up in the Poconos, looking at Big Boulder Lake. Look at those blue skies. I just saw one little cloud out here earlier this morning, but otherwise, tons of sunshine, abundant sunshine, and that's what we're going to be dealing with across the Delaware Valley today. Look at temperatures right now in the 60s and 50s. Very comfortable start to the day. Enjoy it now because we're going to see those numbers on the rise to around 90 degrees later on this afternoon. At 65 in Philly, we're at 60 in Allentown. One spot in the 50s, that's Millville at 59. And then also in the Poconos, it's right around 58 degrees. Zoom you in a little bit more, 58 in Pottstown, 58 in Westchester. It is 65 in Media, 65 in Mullica Hill, 62 Willow Grove. Doylestown, you're waking up to around 60 degrees this morning. Storm Scan 3 shows all is quiet. High pressure completely in control today. There's not much wind, and we do have an air quality alert in place. So if you do belong to one of those more sensitive groups, if you have lung issues, if you have heart issues, if you're in the elderly category or really young children, just be careful out there today because we are under a code orange alert. Try to limit your time outside. Otherwise, today, humidity-wise, it's not going to be too bad. Humidity levels just slightly higher compared to what we dealt with yesterday, but they're still not all that bad out there. We will see those levels on the rise as we head into Monday and Tuesday. You couple this heat and humidity on Monday, we're talking heat index values in the triple digits. So it's going to get hotter even after today. Here's a look at your forecast high temperatures. If you need a break from the heat today, the place to go, well, that's going to be down the shore, even in the Poconos. We're looking at 83 degrees for that high temperature there. And then down the shore, outer shore points, a little bit cooler on the sand, right around 78 degrees in Wildwood. A great day to break out the grill for Father's Day. I'm going to be doing that. We're having hamburgers and hot dogs. I'm setting up a rum bar. I'm looking forward to that. Jan's excited about it. 90 degrees. That's the forecast high temperature. Mostly sunny skies. It's going to be a hot one, but at least we'll have tons of sunshine. So maybe sit in the shade a little bit today, take some breaks inside because it is going to get fairly hot. But we stay dry all throughout the day today across the entire Delaware Valley. Looking at future weather, just look at the sunshine. Any shower activity or any chance of even a spotty shower stays well out to our west into central PA. We're very quiet here at home, and we stay quiet overnight. On Monday morning, waking up to abundant sunshine, but by the afternoon, once we get that heat and humidity building, we will have the chance for a spotty shower or thunderstorm popping up, so we'll keep an eye on that. Tonight, we're mostly clear and mild. Look for an overnight low temperature right around 71 degrees, so that means it's going to be a warm start to Monday morning. And then Monday, the record high temperature to beat is 96 degrees. That was set back in around 1957, and we're forecasting 96 for the high temp on Monday. So yes, indeed, record heat in the forecast to kick off the work week. 92 on Tuesday with a chance for showers and storms as we head into the afternoon and evening. We get a little bit cooler by Wednesday, Jan, at 85 degrees. Back to you.
All right, Chelsea, thank you. 6:50, the NBA and the NHL are hosting their drafts in the week ahead. Straight ahead, the Flyers have a good idea of the kind of players they'll be looking for. Straight ahead, hear from the general manager. Next in sports.
Aaron Nola on the mound this afternoon in the series finale against the Brewers. Yesterday, Zach Eflin was able to control the Brewers offense for the second time in a week. Now, Zach allowed just 1 run in 5 innings, struck out 6. He's allowed just 4 runs this month. Brewers up 1-0 in the 4th. Rhys Hoskins just crushes this pitch off the glass in left field. This is a 431-foot blast, his 9th of the season, and we are all tied up. To the 5th we go. Andrew Knapp goes yard. Solo shot to center field, his first homer in over a year, and the Phillies take the lead. 6-inning bases loaded for Cesar Hernandez. He'll hit a roller down the third base line. Cesar beats the throw at first. Nick Williams scores, and the Phillies beat the Brewers 4-1. Now to golf, the 3rd round of the U.S. Open. 2016 champ Dustin Johnson had a 4-shot lead going into yesterday's action. Johnson had a day that he'd like to forget. Here on the 18th, misses the par putt. Johnson shot 7 over 77 and is now in a 4-way tie for first. Now, if you think Dustin had it tough, check out Phil Mickelson here on 13. Misses the bogey putt. Then to make matters worse, he will hit the ball while it's still moving. Big no-no, a 2-shot penalty. Phil with a 10 on 13. Afterwards, he explained why he did it.
I mean, how can you not laugh? It's funny. It's it's just part of the U.S. Open. It's just funny, and I don't mean it disrespectful. So I hope nobody's, if you're taking it that way, look, I'm sorry. That's not the way it's meant. I just wanted to get to the next hole, and I didn't see that happening at the time without the 2 shots.
A big week ahead for both the Flyers and Sixers, with the NBA and NHL having their drafts. Both teams have multiple picks in the first round. The Sixers with the 10th and 26th selection, Flyers with the 14th and 19th pick. The Orange and Black lost to the Penguins in the playoffs in 6 games. Under GM Ron Hextall, the Flyers have one of the best farm systems in hockey. They should have more young talent competing to make the team. So what are the Flyers looking for starting Friday in Dallas?
Right shot defensemen, they're hard to find. They really are. You look at the draft, there's not a ton of them. Goal scorers, we'd like to add a goal scorer or two if we can, which no different than probably any other year. We're good in the middle, but as I said, you can't have too many centers. Goalies, I don't see us chasing a goalie this year. If somebody's there in a good spot where we feel good about it, fine, but we're not going to chase a goalie.
To World Cup action, Iceland making their first World Cup appearance, facing Lionel Messi and Argentina. Argentina up by a goal in the 23rd minute, but Iceland on the attack. Alfred Finnbogason knocks on the rebound and scores Iceland's first World Cup goal. We are tied. 64th minute, Lionel Messi with the penalty kick, one of the greatest scores in soccer history. But this time, he is denied. Iceland and Argentina play to a 1-1 draw. That's all for sports. I'm Leslie Van Arsdal. Have a great day and happy Father's Day.
That's it for Eyewitness News at 6. Here's what we have coming up for you at 7 o'clock. An art festival turns into a crime scene after someone opens fire on a crowd of people. At least 14 people are injured. One person is dead. We're live with the very latest in Trenton on this investigation. And flames tear through an apartment building in Norristown. Eyewitnesses describe what it was like to come home and see these flames. We are back at the top of the hour. Stay with us.